Okay, so for this session, we will be tackling about mean precipitation over an area. So, in the preparation of data, before using the rainfall records of a station, we need to check the data for continuity and consistency. The continuity of record may be broken with missing data due to reasons such as damaged or faulty instrument during a period. However, missing data can still be estimated using data of the neighboring stations. So in these calculations, we will need the data, which what we call the normal rainfall. So this is used as a standard of comparison. So what is the normal rainfall? Normal rainfall is a term that we call the average value of rainfall at a particular date. So pwedeng ang normal rainfall is month, or year over a 30-year period. So every decade it is recomputed. So normal annual precipitation at station A means that that is the average annual precipitation at A based on a specified 30-year record. So how do we estimate missing data? So we have two approaches to estimate missing data. So we have what we call the simple arithmetic average and the normal ratio method. So ang rule sa simple arithmetic average, as dali ra gid kay siya i-execute ang calculation, but napod siya limitations. So if ang normal annual precipitation sa lahi-lahi ng mga stations are within about 10% of the normal annual precipitation at station X mo ni ang missing ang data, no? Then pwede na ta go with simple arithmetic average. That is kinahanglan within 10% tara ang difference sa normal annual precipitation sa lahi nga mga stations in comparison with the normal annual precipitation of the station that has a missing data. So mo ni iyahang formula. So you just sum up all of the precipitation data for a particular period divided by pila kabuok ang um, number of stations. And then we have the normal ratio method. If the normal annual precipitations vary considerably, so if the difference from the normal precipitation of that station which has missing data is more than 10%, no? And then we have to use normal ratio method. Then P sub x is estimated by weighing the precipitation at the various stations by the ratios of normal annual precipitations. So this is the formula for normal ratio. So P sub x, this is the precipitation at the station kung asan ay missing a data, which is equivalent, which will be equivalent to big N sub x. So this is the normal precipitation sa particular nga station nga missing ang data divided by M, which is the number of stations other than that station which has missing data, multiplied by ratio na din between sa precipitation of a certain period divided by the normal precipitation of that certain period. So, imo lang i-sum up ka na nga ratio for all of those stations other than that nga walay or naay missing data. So then you will have your um, missing data, no, through estimation. Okay, so we have here a sample problem. Let me read to you. The normal annual rainfall at stations A, B, C, and D in a basin are 80.79, 67.59, 76.28, and 92.01 centimeters respectively. In the year 1975, the station D was inoperative, and the stations A, B, and C recorded annual precipitations of 91.11, 72.23, and 79.89 centimeters respectively. We are to estimate the rainfall at station D in that particular year. All right. So let me get my calculator. Okay, so first nato tan-awon is ang normal rainfall sa station kung asa na missing data. So, in this case, ang D ang missing, no? So, for some reason, siguro na defect or unsa ba kay reason ani. So, it was inoperative in the year 1975 and we need the rainfall data for that year, no? So, we will need to look at the normal annual rainfall for station D. So in this case, A, B, C, D, so kani siya 92.01%, ay 92.01. So pangitaw na to yung 10% ani so that we would know kung unsay ideal nga approach ani. Okay? So will we go with simple arithmetic average or normal ratio method? So 92.01 times 10%. So that's 9.201. No? So, si 92.01 minusan nato og plusan og 9.201. So that we will know kung unsa ra nga range ang applicable for simple arithmetic average. So, 'di ba, kinahanglan within 10% ra. Aya ra ta makagamit aning kani nga approach. So, let's check that first before ta mo solve sa ato ang problem. So, this is 101.21 and then kaning isa is 82.809 or 82.81. So, let's look at the set of normal annual rainfall for the rest of the stations. Let's see if nabay mo fall outside this kaninga rain. So, obviously, nigawas si B and even si C. Si 80.79 absent gani si A. Wala gyud nakasulod sa ilaha. So therefore, we need to do normal ratio method for this one. So we will use this formula right here. So the missing precipitation data at station D is equivalent to the normal data at station D over M. This is the total number of all the stations except for the station kung asa na missing data. And then um, the precipitation data for the year 1975 at station A over the normal precipitation at A and so on. So ako lang ni siyang specify nga formula for this particular problem class. Okay. So the precipitation therefore at D in the year 1975 is equivalent to the normal precipitation at D. So that's 92.01 over pila ni sila tanan kabuok. So that's 3 multiplied by unahon sa nato ang mga precipitation data sa numerator para dito malibog. So that's 91.11 plus 72.23 plus 79.89. Okay. So this is for Station A. So 91.11 ang precipitation data specifically for 1975. And then iyang normal nga precipitation data is 80.79. So i-copy na nako ni diretso. Just make sure nga naka-align sa sakto no nga station. So this is for A, this for B, this for C. So and then here is 76.28. So let me calculate that. Okay, so that's 99.485. So therefore, the precipitation at B is estimated to be at 99.485. And dili kalimtan ang units. So, ang unit nato is naka cm. Alright. Okay, so that's it class for normal ratio method. Now, what if within the 10% na range, plus minus 10% na range ang ato ang normal annual rainfall sa ato ang sa atong station kung asa na yung missing data in comparison with those stations nga existent ang data. So what we need to do for that is we will use simple arithmetic average. So dali na jud kay siya class no. Unsa man ako lang ibutan diri ha, if simple example na ni ako but for this particular problem ang gamiton jud ani is normal ratio method. So since ang data falls outside plus minus 10% range from normal rainfall of station with missing data. Ay, nako. Therefore, use NRF. Okay. So, ako lang na inote din ha. So, granting, no, nga within sa 10% tanan data. So, butang talang kaning normal annual rainfall sa uban stations other than D within sa plus minus 10% na range. So, what you will do is you just sum up all of the precipitation data on a particular year. So that is 91.11 plus 72.23 plus 79.89 and then divide that by 3. Okay. So that's 81.08. So example lang ni class. Kung lang no, gisulod sa plus minus 10% nga range ang ato ang data from the other stations. All right. So that is how you calculate for missing data. So in hydrology, specifically for the topic precipitation, we also have what we call the mean precipitation over an area. So rain gauges represent only point sampling of the areal distribution of a storm. In practice, hydrological analysis requires a knowledge of the rainfall over an area. So obviously, the rain gauge is just a very small point, and it serves as a representative of a huge, a wide area, no? So we have to translate it into the equivalent volume spread over a wide area. So that is what we will do on this topic. So there are three methods of conversion. So first we have the arithmetical mean method, and then we have the Thielen mean method, and third is the iso method. So first with arithmetical mean method, this one is a preferable method when the rainfall measured at various stations show little variation. So very simple lang ang approach ni arithmetical mean. So you just add all of the um, rainfall values for those rain gauge nga nakasulod sa area divided by pila ka book stations there are in the area. Okay. So as you can see here, the mean is denoted as P bar, which is equivalent to the summation of P1, P2 plus P sub n over n, which refers to the total number of stations within that area. So we have here an example. So as you can see, mo na siya naka-bounded atong area din ha. And then natay pat bar rain gauge, and then one red 1 inch, ang isa 1.2 inch, ang isa 1.8 inch, and then na din isa ka station nga naa outside sa atong area. So in arithmetical mean, we only include those stations that are within the area, no? So in this case, 2.0 inch nga reading sa station is not inside the area, so we do not include that. So we are just going to consider 1.8, 1.2, and 1. So sum up nimo na sila tanan, and then you divide by pila sila ka book. So in this case, that's 1.33. So okay, so that's 1.33. So inana lang jud siya kadali si arithmetical mean method. Now we also have here the season mean method. So this is the rainfall recorded at each station, and in this method, the rainfall recorded is given a weightage on the basis of an area that is closest to the station. So these are the steps in doing or conducting season mean method to convert a point rainfall to an average precipitation over a certain area. So first, we draw the catchment area to scale, and then after we position the gauges on the drawing. So imo siyang i-mark kung asa dapat ang location sa imong gauges, and then the stations are joined to form a network of triangles. And then perpendicular bisectors for each of the sides of the triangle are established. So when you say perpendicular bisectors, these are lines that cut right through the middle part of a certain line, and then kinahanglan naka 90 degree siya sa iyahang gina bisect nga line. And then kung unsay boundary sa catchment, so that will be considered as the outer limit of the polygons, which we call the Thielen polygons. Okay, so here is an example for season mean method. So consider this area kanilang saang consider kaning na more irregular na shape din he. So just focus on that first para dili mo malibog, no. So um dali natay catchment, and then we have 6 stations all in all. So natay 1, 2, three, four, five, six stations, and then they are bounded by the different polygons nga atong ma-generate later on. So the first thing to do with these and mean is to connect those stations with lines such that we are able to form triangles, a network of triangles. That one. Then after that, you will establish the perpendicular bisector. So these are the lines that cut right through the middle of the lines that we have established, kaning form of mga triangles, and that they cross at 90 degrees sa line nga ilahang gina-cross, no? Okay, so mo na siya ang ginatawag nato nga perpendicular bisector. So as you can see, dere nga portion, so nag-cut siya right through the middle at 90 degrees. Same with this one. So nag-cut siya right at the middle at 90 degrees. Same with this. Same with this. Cut right through at 90 degrees. Cut right through at 90 degrees, right at the middle. So that is the perpendicular bisector. Okay. So, kaning mga polygons dire, so this will serve, katong imong perpendicular bisectors will serve as the boundary of your what we call the Pleasant polygons. So, katong imuhang perpendicular bisectors and then the mismong boundary sa imuhang catchment. Okay? So, for station 1, asa man sa station 1, kani. So, tara yung ngala na. So, the station 1 is money ang iyahang cover. Kani. Kani siya na area. The whole of this. And then, this kang station 2 is kani, sir? Sir. Thank you, sir. So, kani siya, and then ano siya. So, muna ang boundary ni Station 2. How about Station 3? As you can see, si Station 3 is situated outside of our catchment, but since it is still near the catchment, pwede na to magamit ang data from Station 3. And if you can remember, that is not the same case with the first method, no, katong arithmetical mean, because in that method, if outside ang gauge sa catchment, dili siya gamitan. But it's not, um, Tizen mean, and sa Tizen mean is lahi ang iyahang approach, no? So even if it is outside the catchment, if it is still near the catchment, then pwede na to na siya magamit. So for 3, mano siya ang iyahang boundary, then kani, and then kani. For station 4, this one, and then kana. Station 5, kana. I-follow lang naman na siya ang iyang perpendicular bisectors and then this one. Okay? And then station 6, uh, kani, ay nako, kani, kani, and then the boundary of the mismong catchment, kana siya. Alright? So that is how you determine the boundary of the Thesan polygons for Thesan mean. So in season mean there is also what we call the weightage factor. So this will determine kung pila ka percent sa imuhang total area ang i-represent ana nga station. So that is just the area of the particular covered by a particular station divided by the total area. So that is the weightage factor. So these are the formulas for these and mean. All right. So let's have an example. In a catchment area approximated by a circle of diameter 100 kilometers, four rainfall stations are situated inside the catchment and one station is outside in its neighborhood. The coordinates of the center of the catchment and of the five stations are given below. Also given are the annual precipitation recorded by the five stations in 1980. Determine the average annual precipitation by the Thiessen mean method. Okay, so given ang center sa circle in coordinate and given ang diameter. So we also have some data here nga na-tabulate. So we have five stations all in all with coordinates 30, 80, 70, 100, and so on. The precipitation value for each of these stations are also given in centimeters. Okay, so okay. So if we are to plot that, no, na may gihatag sa to na coordinates, so mo na siya ang location sa ato ang stations. So what we do is we connect that with the lines. Okay, kanya siya. So i-connect nimo ang station such that you are forming a network of triangles. So excuse na lang sa akong drawing class. Basta kaya na siya. So you just connect all of the stations so that you form a network of triangles. And after that, you will establish the perpendicular bisectors which will serve as the boundary of your T's and polygons. So in this case, ano siya? So you cut right through the middle, crossing at 90 degrees, no? Sa line nga imuhang i-cut. So, ano siya? Imo lang din siyang i-extend. Then, ayan. For this, we have this one, and then kani. So, kani siya, and then kani. So, natay line dara. So, ang iyang perpendicular bisector is this one. Okay. So, as you can see, for one, ang perpendicular bisector kay diri na siya nigawas, no, nakatangent na siya sa atong circle, so therefore walay cover nga area si 1, so you can see. So wala siya na cover sa ato ang area nga circular ang shape. Now how about 2? For 2, mo man ni si 2, no, so ang cover ni 2 is kani, and then dere kana siya, and then kani dayan. Okay? That's 2 for 3. Mura siya og more of pie slice. So, kani, and then kana. 4 is kani siya, kani, and then kani, and then round din siya taman din he. And then for 5 is dere, kani siya, and then dagan din siya dito. Okay? So, if ato na siyang i-plot butang talang takad, no? So you will have the computation of the area. So dere uh dere nakuha na nato ang area for each of those season polygons. So after getting the area for each of the polygons, inyo lang din siyang total. So that's 7,854. So to get the fraction of the total area. So this is the weightage factor, right? If you can remember. So gamitan lang ako alpha cas. Alpha A. Press calc. So 2141. So that's 0.2726. So that's correct. Press calc 1609. So therefore 1609 divided by 7854. So that's 0.2049. So balik-balik ra na siya class for the rest of the uh, values in this column. So, dapat, og imo na siyang i-calculate tanan, in total, dapat mo equal siya og 1.0. If dili siya, nara sa 0.99 or 1.01, so possible nga ang error na generate from rounding off. So, na sa imong diskarte yun sa ano man. So, kaning rainfall is gihatag na ni siya sa problem okay? So, how do you get the weighted p? So, weighted p will be equivalent to the weightage factor multiplied by the rainfall received at a particular station. So, in this case, 0.2726 times 135.2. So, that's 36.86. 0.2049 ako din times this one. So that is 19.53. And then, dahil lang din kadere. So, same ra Japan na process. So, after calculating all of the weighted P, then you can get the mean precipitation by getting the sum of all of these weighted precipitation values. So, 36.86 plus 19.53 plus 39.91 plus 25.54. So that is 1 to 1.84. So therefore, this is the mean precipitation of this area. So meaning mo na ni atong representative na atong ginatake na all of this area received a uniform precipitation value of 1 to 1.84 centimeters. So that is what we got from all of these four stations na nga naa dool sa or nasa vicinity sa ato ang catchment. All right. So, regarding ani no, ang pagkwatod sa area basin mabala ka mo nga halamam daw bi merong medyo advanced sa gina siya nga geometry ma'am. So, do not worry, you will not be given very very complicated na pagkuha sa area. Siguro kung tagaan mo, dali ra siya or dili kay nga naka lisod ikuhaon no ang area sa boundaries or if mahatagan man galing mo og complex nga shape, irregular nga shape, then basin og gihatag ra nako diretso ang fraction sa I mean ang area for each of those boundaries. So, okay. Okay, so this is another sample. So as you can see, natay catchment dere and natay upat ka stations. So gi-establish niya ang stations ana and then after that ibutang ang perpendicular bisectors. So if you connect these two na kay vertical line dere, ay na kay line dere dapit. And then kani siya nga mo dissect ani and then kani mo dissect ani. Okay. So according to the problem, mo ni siya ang mga precipitation values sa ato ang station. And then na-identify na po niya pilay area. So ang cover nito meaning kani and then kani, so that is 1.5 for 1.8 kani. So this covers 7.2. And then for 1.2 kani siya, di na nako i-trace class. So basta kaya nga na siya. Kani 1 mo po niyang cover. Kani. Ana. Okay. So, para makuha na ang weightage factor, we have to get the total or the sum of the areas of the different Thyssen polygons nga nasa ato ang problem ay nasa ato ang figure. So, mo lang na siyang i-sum up. So that is equivalent to 23.6. So that will be used for the calculation of the weightage factor. So ako to siyang gisave si 23.6 to A. So ako lang siyang ibutang din ha. And then ako lang sa ni siyang denote as B kung unsay ato ang um area with a particular Thyssen polygon. So press calc. So the first row we have 1.5 na area and that is square mile, and then our A is 23.6. So that's 0.064 anyway. Basin maglibog mo. Ako na lang manumanuhon class. So on the second row we have 7.2. That is the area of the station nga na 1.8 nga reading. So you divide that by the total area, that's 23.6. So that's 0.305. And then we have 5.1. So the weightage factor for this is 0.216. And lastly, 9.8. So that's 0.415. Anyway, dili na siya drawn to scale class. Kasi ni compare ninyo nga. Lagamay lagi kasi 2.0 pero nanana ba? So, dili na siya drawn to scale. Okay, so if imo na ni siyang masolve tanan, this should uh equal to 1.0 ug imo siyang i-add tanan. So if dili like 0.99 lang or 1.01, so maybe naka-incur kag error from rounding off. So na mga inga na cases, especially og naay daghan 5 sa pinakalas nga digit, no? So nana sa mo discard yun sa mo pag close to 1. Okay. So dadadayon is our weighted P. So we get this by multiplying the weightage factor to the precipitation reading at a particular station. So in this case, this is 2 multiplied by 0.064. So that's 0.13. Next, 1.8 multiplied by the weightage factor, that's 0.305. So that is 0.55. Next, 1.2 multiplied by the weightage factor, 0.216. That is 0.26. And lastly, 1.0 multiplied by 0.415. So that is 0.415. Okay, so para makuha na tong mean precipitation of the total area, then we just need to sum up all of these weighted P or weighted precipitation values. So 0.13 plus 0.55 plus 0.26 plus 0.42. So that is 1.36. So as you can see, dili same ang answer na so natay discrepancy of 0.01, and it could be that nag-store siya og value sa iyahang calculator and then muna siya nga naka 1.25 lang siya. But I rounded off at the second decimal place. So it might be nga uh, nay infinitesimal or very small value nga wala na-capture sa akong calculator. So gi-round up na din ito 1.36. Okay, so that is our second sample problem for Thiessen mean. Thiessen mean method is superior to arithmetic average method since some weightage is given to the various stations on a rational basis, and rain gauge stations outside the catchment are also used effectively. Unique for each gauge network, and it does not allow for orographic effects. So, citizen mean is most probably ang pinaka ginagamit um sa tulo ka methods nga ato ang ma-discuss, no? Okay. So third, we have the isohyetal method. So this is the superior method in determining precipitation when stations are large in number. So here's the process. First, the catchment area is drawn to scale and the rain gauge stations are marked. And then the recorded values are marked on a plot of at appropriate stations. And then the isohyets, which are lines joining points of equal rainfall magnitude, are drawn. The question is, how are isohyets generated? So, gagamitan na siya og spatial interpolation techniques, no? So, di na to kayo mo delve into that since that is already advanced hydrology. But just to uh, just for you to know, no, that ang gagamitan siya og interpolation technique para ma generate na ang mga isohyets. Okay? So, this is the formula used for isohyetal method. Okay. So, let me read to you the sample problem. The isohyets due to a storm in a catchment were drawn, and the area of the catchment bounded by isohyets were tabulated as below. So, man siya ang figure class. So, gihatag sa ato sa problem ang figure. Gihatag sa ato sa problem ang isohyets. And then, unsay area nga covered na ng isohyets. And then, we are asked to estimate the mean precipitation due to the storm. So, the easiest way to solve this is through uh, uh, nakatabular na form. So, ang atong first na buhaton is we list down the isohyets given. So, natay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. So, ato lang na siyang i-rewrite. Dere. So, natay 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So, i-copy lang nato na siya. And then, we'll determine the average value of the P. So, in this case, ang first is 12 raman jud ang nakabound sa ani na isohyet, so it's just 12. Now for the rest nga duha ka book ang kumbaga boundary. So we will get the average of these isohyets. So for this 12 plus 10, that's 22 divided by 2, 11. 10 plus 8, 18 divided by 2, 9, and so on. So after that, you copy the area. So given na siya sa problem, no? So, copy lang naman na siya din he. And then, the fraction of the area, so this is just the same with the weightage factor in even mean. Okay? So, what we do is we just sum up all of these um, values here so that we can get the total area. So, 20. Okay, so that's 450 in total. So, ako lang ibutang. Okay. So after that, you get the weightage factor. So this is just the area of a particular isohyet divided by the total area. So 30 divided by 450. So that's 0.0667. And then next row, 140 divided by 450. That's 0.31111. And then 80 divided by 450. So that's 0.1778 and so on. Same ra na siya. So if imo na siyang i-add up tanan, it has to be equal to 1.0. If na ay discrepancy, especially sa last nga decimal place, that might be due to the rounding off, no? So unsaon na siya pag-distribute, pwede na siya sa imuhang strategy, no? Nga ma-close yun siya to 1.0. And then to get the weighted P, you just multiply the weightage factor to the average value of precipitation. So, example, dere, so 12 multiplied by the fraction of the total area. So this is the weightage factor. That's 0.0667. So that is 0.800. And then here, 11 multiplied by 0.3111. So that's 3.422. And 9.0 multiplied by 0.1778. So that's 1.600. So balik-balik na siya class. So para makuha nato ang mean precipitation, we just need to sum up all of these weighted precipitation values. So, kaka lang i-add ha. Okay, so that is 8.844 in total. So therefore, this is our p-bar. Okay, so mana siya. And also, class, do not forget to put the unit of your final answer, no? So that is in cm. So ang gihatag ni problem is in cm. So therefore, naka-centimeters po na tong final answer. Alright? There will also be times when we need to calculate for the optimal number of stations for a certain um, catchment, no? Or study area when we are concerned with um, atom tolerance for error. So this topic is entitled Adequacy of Rain Gauge Stations. So if we are given a certain percentage of error and dili ta pwede na mo go beyond that percentage of error, then we use this method, no? So the formula is N is equal to CV over error. So naka-enclose na siya by parenthesis and then p square. So n is the optimal number of stations, CV is the coefficient of variation, and E is the allowable degree of error. So this is the formula for CV, that is 100 multiplied by sigma sub m minus 1 over E bar, where your sigma sub m minus 1 is equivalent to the square root of the summation of p sub I minus p bar squared from 1 to m over m minus 1. Your p sub I is the precipitation magnitude in the ith station, and p bar is equivalent to 1 over m multiplied by the summation of p sub I from 1 to m, and this is our mean precipitation. Okay, so let's dive right into a sample problem here. So, say we have a catchment and it has 6 rain gauge stations. In a year, the annual rainfall recorded by the gauges are as follows. We have 6 stations, and each has its own corresponding rainfall value. So for A, we have 82.6. For B, we have 102.9. C, 180.3. D, 110.3. E, 98.8. And F, 136.7. So if we are only aiming for 10% error max, no, in the estimation, we need to calculate for the optimum number of stations in the catchment, considering this error. Okay. So first step, we calculate for the p bar. So p bar is just the summation of all of these values divided by pila sila kabuktanan. So typical na na average. So in this case, ako lang i-calculate para guided mo. So 80, 82.6 plus 102.9 plus 180.3 plus 110.3 plus 98.8 plus 136.7 divided by 6. So that is 118.6. So that is our P bar, or our mean, no? So after that, we need to solve for our sigma sub m minus 1, our standard deviation. So, okay, so this is just square root of um, the summation of p sub I minus p squared. So p sub I is um, the value, rainfall value of a particular station. So naman tayo 6 din ka stations. So therefore, napod tayo 6 diri ka elements atong summation. So first, i-write down nimo tanan values ani nila, and then i-minus nimo sa imuhang mean precipitation. So as you can see, ako na siyang gidenote dara as alpha A since I stored this value, the mean precipitation to A. So mo na siya nga naka-A ako ang ibutang dinha. So imo lang ni siyang lay down diri tanan. So each of the values from here, so imong i-list down minus the precipitation, mean precipitation, and then imo ding is-square. And then i-sum up nimo sila tanan divided by the total number of stations minus 1. So in all, we have 6 minus 1, so therefore that's 5. And do not forget the square root. Okay, so if you calculate this, you'll get 35.04. Okay, so since we are concerned with the error of 10%, so C sub V, after that, we already have sigma sub m minus 1. So we can now calculate for C sub V. Okay, so C sub V is equal to 100 multiplied by sigma m minus 1 over P bar. So this is equivalent to 100 plus 35.04 money atong na-solve previously din here. Okay. Divided by the mean precipitation. So na-solve gyapon nato ni before. So if you calculate this, you'll get 29.54. So once we have the coefficient of variation, we can now solve for the optimal number of stations. So n is equivalent to C sub V over the allowable error in percent, no? So that's already in 10. So close and open parenthesis squared raised to the power of 2. So if you calculate this, you'll get 8.7. So wala may plaki na mga station, so you have to round up to the nearest ones. So in this case, it's 9. So buton ta lang ni kuan siya ma'am 8.001. Round up gyapon ka to the nearest ones. That's 9 still. Okay? So sensitive ta ana since natay error nga maximum error nga gina target, no. So if sayop ang atong pag round off, then it might be nga dili na to makuha ang atong tolerance to error. So always round up regardless kung pilay trailing values. All right. So that concludes our topic for this session. Thank you so much for listening.